Welcome to this Thirsty Thursday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. We're coming today live as we do every single day, noon to 2 Eastern, from the Question Tequila Studios. We also have the Hooters Heat on hand if we need a cocktail, which I'm sure we will, as we celebrate the president's acquittal on all impeachment charges. Just down the street at the New York Stock Exchange, another banner day today, still in the green, up a bit, just under 29,000. Bitcoin on a rampage at 9,800, looking to pop through that 10,000 level. And I believe the president is coming out to talk about the acquittal and other things, and we're going to take you to that live down in Washington right about now.
Well, no, the president still needs a couple of minutes. He's getting ready, but we'll take you there momentarily. Now, we got a little bit of a preview of what the president's likely to be saying this morning when he spoke at the National Prayer Breakfast. He, of course, spoke about impeachment, and he had some not-so-veiled shots for Willard Romney and Nancy Pelosi. This was the president this morning.
I don't like people who use their faith as justification for doing what they know is wrong. Nor do I like people who say, I pray for you, when they know that that's not so.
So I didn't hear all of what the president said there, but the operative part was he basically said that he didn't like people to say they're praying for you when it's clearly not the case, which was a shot at Pelosi. And he doesn't like, and I'm paraphrasing here, he doesn't like it when people use God as justification for bad behavior, which was a veiled shot at Mitt Romney for what he said yesterday. Now,
the Trump more than a veiled shot, I would say.
For sure.
I mean, he's taken straight, direct headshots on the president, and I think he deserves some incoming fire. I got my own theories on what's going on with Mitt, Frank. I don't know if you want to talk about that now.
Well, as we're waiting for the president, no better time.
Well, I'll tell you this. Yesterday I broke it all down for our audience. Let's try not to kick the cameras there, folks, And that Tara McGowan, the wife of Michael Hale, the chief strategist for the Buttigieg campaign, is the CEO of Shadow, and they were all drinking together Sunday night with Troy Price, the chairman of the Iowa Democratic Party. All factual, all in there, okay? Not a conspiracy. This may be a little wider towards the conspiracy side, but I asked you the other day, Frankie, why is Mitt Romney writing his political obituary by being the lone wolf against Trump? Why? What is he doing? He can never run again. What is happening? Right? Remember we were talking about that?
Well, that's right. You said that very thing.
And now I put it together. I've been doing some reading on the Bloomberg campaign, and I'm trying to figure out what's behind Willard Romney's defection from the Republican Party. It seems that Mike Bloomberg has spent a significant amount of money building a really serious operation in Utah, okay? Don't know why he would be so focused on Utah. Mike Bloomberg is predominantly a red state. And now yesterday, he gets the endorsement of a congressman from Utah, okay? And Mitt is the only voter to actually impeach our president, Donald Trump. And here's what I'm thinking, Frankie. Mitt Romney has a deal with Mike Bloomberg that he proves is bona fide, that he's a true Trump hater, and he's trying to form a unity ticket, much like McCain and Lieberman did, and Bloomberg-Romney will be the ticket. They're thinking Bloomberg will get the Democrats and the independents, Romney will get the Trump haters and all the Mormons in Utah, and they can flip a state that nobody expects them to flip. And that's the whole strategy here. And I think you heard it here first from JT. I haven't heard anybody, but I have it on some good sources, some good fact-checking and research. Mitt Romney is attempting to be the Democratic vice president with Bloomberg on a unity ticket.
Well, when you say you have it on good sources, do you actually have sources, or is this you?
I read it.
Well, you're not just making it up as your own analysis.
I am not making it up. This has been sourced to me. I read the source material, and I believe it to be true. I could be wrong. You know, a lot of political rumors fly around.
There
but
are indeed.
I could see all the writing on the wall. If you can't, you're slick at this, Frankie. Is that a terrible theorem?
You know what? It's not a terrible theorem, but it's pretty much impossible because many states that Bloomberg is competing in the primaries have what's called sore loser laws, which if you run as a Democrat or Republican in that state and lose the primary, there are laws that prohibit you from running in the general election as an independent or a third-party candidate. So if the scenario is Bloomberg as an independent with
No.
Romney,
I'm saying all that mayhem with Bernie and Buttigieg and Biden, that's all a mess already. Perfect setup for Bloomberg. Super Tuesday comes in. He wins the Utah primary. Now what? As a Democrat.
Right. Well, then nothing. Well,
So Willard can be his running mate then.
He can. That's true.
Well, you said impossible.
Well, because I thought you were talking about a third-party ticket.
No,
When you
I
said
was
a
talking
unity
about
ticket, yeah.
all the forces of nature work out perfectly, as they're already starting to. Bloomberg becomes nominee, he wins Utah, and he and Mitt Romney are the new unity ticket.
I think it'd be a tough sell because I don't know what state, and Bloomberg has some very skilled political advisors around him. I don't know what state Mitt Romney puts in play. I don't know what state Bloomberg would win because of Romney. I think
Utah.
I don't see it happening, and I don't think Kevin Sheekey would either. I think it's much more likely that you'd see Bloomberg pick someone younger and someone from a different area of the country, like a Pete Buttigieg, or a minority, or a female, like a Stacey Abrams. But it's possible. It's not the craziest thing I've heard.
Okay.
It's possible.
This from the Deseret.com, okay, Utah paper. We're going to try to help the congressman. We have a staff here full-time, Bloomberg said, and that includes McAdams' campaign manager, Andrew Roberts.
And
Also,
for people that don't know, McAdams is the congressman that endorsed Bloomberg.
That's right. And asked for the specifics about aid to McAdams. Bloomberg said you give him some money and you go out there and talk him up when you talk yourself up, or when my staff is talking me up. You can plant stories. You do normal campaign stuff, include assisting in getting out the vote in the 4th district. So it sounds very akin to what Mike Bloomberg did here when he was a mayor. He basically paid off a congressman to put some groundwork staff in place to get his endorsement in his presidential race.
Some other breaking news we've been following is the Weinstein trial here in New York, the trial of Harvey Weinstein. Just learning that moments ago, the prosecution has rested in the Weinstein case. So the defense will likely begin their case this afternoon here in New York. I can't imagine there'll be more than a couple of days of a defense case. So I think we could see the jury get this case sometime next week.
I like it. All right, well, let's get that over with. And I think we're going to have Manny Alejandro here a little later on. He's our resident in-house legal eagle. And he's going to be giving us some commentary on both Epstein and Weinstein, I believe. Frankie, are you all caught up on your Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Absolutely.
You are. What do you think when you see this? Take a look at my desk over here. I don't know if the viewers at home could see my hands moving here. Widen that shot a little.
It's a wobbly table.
Widen the shot a tiny bit. My one shot. Yeah. You see what's happening here?
It's wobbling. It's a wobbly table.
It's a wobbly table. Now, did you see that on Curb?
I did.
Did you see that episode?
I did.
How funny it was? How much do you hate that? When you're home and when you're out and you lean on the table and it's missing like a foot or a leg or something. Imagine having to host a whole national television show for 2 hours with a wobbling desk. But the important thing is, as you can see with the wider shot, I still have my coronavirus protection here, the Lysol, so we're safe in studio. I wiped everything down yesterday for us, Frankie.
Well, it's going to be interesting. You know, we've been still following the fervor over the State of the Union.
Yep.
The president not shaking hands with Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi tearing up his speech. Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to try and get you the video of this soon, but Nancy Pelosi just did a press conference in which she said her offering her hand to Donald Trump was a gesture of kindness because she thought he looked a little sedated. So she's basically implying that the president
She was
drugged.
reaching out to help him because he was drunk.
Well, or drugged.
Drugged.
You know, that's what she seems to be implying. We'll try and get you the video.
Someone who seems like she's always half in a bag should really refrain from talking about the president like that.
Well, She doesn't
Kinda
drink,
crazy.
though, either.
She doesn't drink.
She does not.
She does not drink. You're
doesn't.
sure of that? Because there's all kinds of videos in the social sphere of her at a San Francisco 49ers game drinking a beer.
I am told that she doesn't drink. Now, is
Well,
it
that's what a lot of people who drink excessively say. I don't drink.
Well,
They're usually carrying around a box of Tic Tacs in their pocket so that, they're always covered if they do
Interesting. All right.
smell like liquor. Yeah.
I don't drink myself either.
Oh, do we have the president? Is he live yet?
No, not
He's
yet.
not out there yet. I'm dying to see this.
He's taking his sweet time.
He is taking it. I would slow strut like I'm walking to the altar if I was going up there, because they try to get him every single way. And the guy, I keep saying it, he's the Teflon Donald. You said that was better than the Teflon Don.
Absolutely. I think that's better.
Teflon Donald.
Yeah, I think
All right.
so.
What else is breaking?
All right. Well, just in the last hour or so, there's been a Senate report released, John, showing Obama officials were, quote, not well postured to respond to Russian hacking. So this is a report done by the Senate Intelligence Committee, and they've just released this report that found that the U.S. government, under President Obama's leadership, was not well postured to counter Russian interference attempts in 2016, and strongly encouraged the Trump administration to take steps to prepare for future interference attempts.
So they basically say, even though Donald Trump wasn't in office yet, but we investigated him for Russian interference. When we were in charge, we knew the Russians were interfering, but we didn't know what to do about it.
Well, no.
That's what it sounds like to me.
No,
like we weren't prepared for
this. This is a bipartisan committee, and a Republican chairman put this together. So this was a bipartisan report. This is their third volume of this report released by the committee, and this is just the latest finding that the Obama administration was ill-equipped to handle Russian interference or attempts at interference, and they hope that the Trump administration does a bit better.
Got it. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here. Shortly, we'll be bringing you live coverage of the president's speech. It was supposed to come on at 12. We're waiting for him to walk to the podium. Manny Alejandro and Sam Spicone are going to be here to mix it up. Aaron Comey will be here a little later on. He's a former Libertarian candidate for New York City Mayor. Johnny McDonough, my favorite veteran and New York City cab driver, comic, and producer, will be here a little later on. Chase Backer will be here with the Metropolitan Magazine Report. Julie Mintz will be joining him today, talking about what's happening in New York with Fashion Week. And to wrap it all up, Joe Hagan will be here as the closer. He's the founder and CEO of Wealth Colony, and I'll be talking to Joe about what I've been talking to you about for the last couple of weeks, the retirement gap, and how you can have enough money when you retire to live till you're 90. We'll take all that and more right after this. Crack open a cold one, more liquid lunch in 2 minutes.